And then also with mug books, it's important to group the people by race and age and sex to make sure that, for example, just that nobody stands out from another person. And the officer should tell the person that the perpetrator may or may not be present. And that regardless if a selection is made, the police will continue to investigate. So that takes the onus off the person to make a decision right there and then. To select someone. The police are going to keep looking even if she doesn't select somebody. And there are also many factors that we can control in a lineup. And Justice Rosenberg and I both spoke briefly of the Sofano case. And as a result of that case, there was an inquiry. And one of the quotes that came from that inquiry was in reference to lineups. And it says, if a suspect stands out in some obvious way, it is like an unfair multiple choice test. This was described as having the correct answer underlined or set out in bold print in a multiple choice test. So again, the point is to make sure that one person doesn't stand out from the other. So when you're doing a lineup, the guidelines that we've come up with suggest that there should be 5 fillers in a photo lineup and 4 fillers in a live lineup, and that the fillers should be selected to match the original description as much as possible. So, you know, if the description is someone who's 5'6", yeah, don't have the 4 people that are 6'2" and one guy that's 5'6". Create a consistent appearance between the subject and the fillers. If the witness describes someone as having a particular feature, a mustache, a scar, or a tattoo, the lineup should have, all the people should have that particular feature. And beware of biases. If the witness says that the perpetrator was wearing a baseball hat, don't have one person in the lineup that's wearing a baseball hat and nobody else wearing a baseball hat. And there are so many cases that we have in Canada and the US that all of these things that I've said happen and happen regularly. It is very common. These are not just examples that we've come up with out of the blue. There are many lineups that occur this way. So much so that the Law Reform Commission of Canada has a whole section on this, but in particular distinctive clothing. It says if a witness describes the suspect as wearing a distinctive item of clothing or a mask, then each participant shall put on that clothing. So somehow I found a superhero photo lineup with people wearing a cape and a mask. Okay, so one more audience participation.
Okay.
So which method of witness response do you think would produce a greater identification accuracy rate? So raise your hand if you think a careful study by the witness of all the persons in the lineup, or B, a quick response. So A, a careful study, or B, a quick response? A, careful study.
¿Quiénes creen que un análisis de Daniel es mejor?
So that's A, and B, quick response. And the answer is quick response. Interesting. More reflection does not mean more accuracy. Recognition is usually almost instantaneous. Studies have proven that the quicker the response rate, the more accurate the ID. And this may go against our thought that if someone is taking the time and they're thinking about it, it's a more thoughtful process, they're going to be more accurate. But the studies have shown if you right away, then that's more accurate. In fact, I'm going to show you a chart that shows the quicker the response, the more accurate the ID. It's a 90% accuracy rate if someone can ID within 10 to 15 seconds. 16 to 30 seconds, it drops down to a 50% accuracy rate. It's almost unbelievable. And 30 seconds is only a 10% accuracy. So, It's instantaneous. Okay, one more question. Which of the following is not a key indicator in accurate IDs? It's a negative question, so which is not a good indicator of accuracy? A clear, unobstructed view of the perpetrator, the proper selection of a lineup, witness confidence, or a prolonged view of the perpetrator? Which of the following is not a good key indicator? So A clear, unobstructed view of the perpetrator. Is that a... So I'm looking for the not good indicator. The proper section of the lineup. Witness confidence. Or the prolonged view of the perpetrator. It was a bit of a tricky question, but the point of it was just to show you the answer is witness confidence.
Witness confidence. No. Witness confidence.
Yes.
Número 3.
So, contrary to what we may believe, witness confidence is not a reliable accuracy predictor.